Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is Joy. Thank you for tuning in today. Glad to have you back. So I got a request in the comments of my last video to talk about AP versus dual credit college classes. So I guess which one is better for college applications? Which, by the way, that is the quickest way to ask me a question, is to leave a comment in the comments of the videos. I try to go through a couple of times a week and answer all the college admissions questions that folks leave. You can also, of course, send me an email at contact@koodooslearning.com, but I do like answering the comments because then everybody who watches a video or comes to my channel can see the question and then get smarter on what the answer is. And then also don't forget to subscribe, because pretty soon in my community tab, I'm gonna be setting up some polls for subscribers and folks who are reading through on the community tab to vote on a poll to decide topics for upcoming videos. So subscribe for that reason so you don't miss voting on the polls that come out. All right, so again, I talked about this video is going to be about AP versus dual credit college classes, which personally I think it's a good topic, especially with SAT and ACT scores for college admissions going away for the most part. That leaves a lot of questions about what exactly are colleges admissions officers going to be assessing applicants on as far as academic factors. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. So I guess ultimately when it comes down to which is better for your college applications, AP versus dual credit college classes, and I try to differentiate because sometimes you can take college classes at a high school and it doesn't necessarily count for college credit. So I'm going to say a difference between AP and maybe IBs in that group too and dual credit college classes that you take over there. Well, I would say the difference is, as one of my professors in grad school used to say, he's an economics guy, it depends. And here's why. So first, having either a bunch of AP courses or IB classes on your transcript isn't the point. The point is to demonstrate what AP and IB classes are indicative of is college readiness. So your readiness to take that subject at the college level and pass the class. So for example, if you're taking rigorous courses like IB, honors, AP, and so on, then an admissions officer expects you to be ready to take that same course at the college level. So the theory goes, if you can pass, for instance, AP, English, Lit, and Comp, then you can probably also pass English 1-on-1, which might be the core requirement for freshmen at the particular university. That being said, as much as I love like AP Psych and even Psych 101 at the college level, as I said, and I try to be specific with this, is it's the core classes that count that really count. I won't say non-core classes don't count at all, but when it comes to what really counts, when AP, even IB in some instances, and dual credit classes, passing a psychology class, and again, I love the AP Psychs and the Psychs 101, isn't a core requirement for most universities. Freshmen don't have to go in and have passed a psychology class. And so at the end of the day, when it comes down to AP English, Lit, and Comp versus AP Psych, for instance, the core class is gonna win every time if an admissions officer is looking at your application. And that's true, except of course in instances where you're applying for direct admissions into a psychology program, because then I think it would make sense for you to take the AP psychology class because it demonstrates interest and some knowledge of the material and the field that you're going into. But again, I think people could argue that it's important to know how to comprehend and write too. So again, that argument still stands for AP English and literature. Other than that, I was trained as an admissions officer, or excuse me, as an admissions reader, to acknowledge that with AP and IB, there is a national, or with IB, an international standard that everyone who's reading an application or a transcript knows that when you've taken AP English Lit or AP US World History, AP Comp Sci, that is one curriculum with one set of standards and one set of objectives that's that has a decades-long reputation. So this isn't some brainchild of a genius professors, as crazy as it sounds. I definitely believe in autonomy as far as professors developing curriculum. But again, what I'm trying to say is that at the local college, or even at local community college, or even at four-year universities, this curriculum, the objectives, the standards, gonna vary from class to class. Whereas again with AP IB, There's one standard, there's kind of one expectation as quantified, you know, by the test that you take at the end of the year. And so for that reason, there is this sort of preference for AP IB, though when it comes to AP versus IB in college, again, at the end of the day, if it's core classes, that's what really gives it that oomph. But don't hesitate from taking college level dual credit classes, AP IB, that are non-core, because again, the rigor is important. The rigor matters. That being said, I personally think there are so many benefits outside of thinking about a college application for taking college level courses versus AP or IB, because there's your arguments for AP IB in that standard curriculum, but this is what I think about college credit. So for one, to really get credit for an AP class, you have to do really well on that end of year test. Usually you have to get a 4 or 5. With college level dual credit classes, you get multiple tests, multiple assignments, a whole quarter or a whole semester to potentially earn that credit. It's not all dependent on a test that may or may not happen. It was in the case with some of the COVID related AP tests malfunction. So you get there and everything's riding on you doing well on this one test, whether you get college credit or not. You're sick that day, or the bus is late, or the test is just, something's not right. Again, do you want your credit potentially riding on that test day? Versus if you're taking a college level dual credit classes, again, multiple opportunities to succeed, multiple tests, multiple assignments to get it right. The second thing is that if you're a public high school student, in most cases, there are programs that the district has where high school students can take college level classes at the local college for either pennies on the dollar or no tuition at all. And the district ends up footing the bill. Districts do this, of course, to encourage students to take college courses, it gets them smarter, to encourage high school students to see themselves as college students, get that experience, what it means to be in a college classroom. And likewise, when local colleges offer these programs and participate in these programs where high school students can come and take these classes for little to no money, that gets students on campus. And maybe those students stay on campus for the next 2, 3, 4 years and choose that college to ultimately attend. And even if they're only there for a quarter, even as a student, and I'm a college administrator, I have these high school students only here for a semester or a quarter, that's better than not having them here at all. So that's the thing. So, I think either way, whether you're saying that, it's a benefit for the college or a benefit for the student to take these college level dual credit classes, you can't look over the fact that if you're taking these college level classes in high school, you're ultimately saving money on tuition in the long run. It gives you an opportunity to see what it's like to go to college. It gives you an opportunity, the student, to be on campus. And it's more info to work with when you ultimately make the decision about what you want to do after high school. I've been to this college, I liked it, or I went here and the classrooms they're not really my thing, or the campus kind of, I didn't really care for it. There are a host of a whole lot of factors that come into play, but you at least get that experience. And then, I would say the thing you have to keep in mind though, is when you're taking college level dual credit, is that grade stays with you, same way it does in high school. So as much as I'm praising the college level, you got to keep that in mind. Is you go over there to the local college and you take a class, the grade, and you get maybe a C, a D, and you're used to being a straight A student, something, again, you were late for class every day because the bus was late. I don't know why I like using that example, public transportation maybe, but you're a little bit late, grade is not as high as you want to. You don't get to erase that college grade. That transcript stays with you. And then when you go to apply as a freshman, or you go to apply to grad school, they ask for any and every transcript. So again, you don't get to magically disappear a bad grade that you get in college. So keep that in mind. If you're gonna have to sacrifice your GPA or sacrifice your learning to go take a college level class, maybe you got to think about staying at your high school all day and do an AP or IB if it's available. Which leads me to my last and final point about, GPA versus grade. Rigor is important. So again, rigor is the difficulty of your classes. That, are you taking general classes or honors, AP, IB? as much as rigor matters, it's only a part of your academic score for college applications. Gotta remember grades, GPA, the actual number of classes you're taking. If you have the AP tests, SAT subject tests, some colleges are still taking those. So your GPA, I'll say this, and your grades especially matter too. It doesn't do you good as an applicant to have a full schedule of AP classes if your GPA is well below the GPA of other incoming freshmen, either from your school or into your dream university. Don't take a bunch of AP classes and then not get the GPA that you want. And it's likewise for college. Don't take a bunch of college level classes and then, you know, underperform to your expectation. Because you can have this great rigor, but if you're not meeting the standards as far our expectations for GPA, or you know, demonstrating that you actually learn the material, doesn't matter in the long run. You're not gonna get into the school. So that's a lot, but like I said at the beginning, AP versus dual college credit, it really depends on the individual, depends on you, what your plans are for the future and what you want to get out of high school, college, if you need to save money in the long run. It depends. But that's what I got. Thank you for tuning in. If you have questions, again, leave the comments below. I'll answer the quick questions. You want to know more about my answers here and what I think. If you want a little bit more explicit explanation of something I said in the video, leave a comment below. Or you can also contact me at contact@koodooslearning.com again. And if you would just rather read about all this stuff, don't forget to check out my book on Amazon. Appreciate it. And knock the camera off there. And then don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.